Should the Ravens sit Lamar even if he wants to play?
I think they should. If they think that he's not 100%, they should sit him. Obviously, if he's 100%, I'm not talking about that. But if he's not 100% or close to it, and they have reason for concern, I don't think you leave it up to him to make this decision. An experienced player, if this were basketball and this were LeBron James, I would say, excuse me, the man is over 30 years of age. He's had a number of years in the league. He's incredibly experienced and expert at taking care of his body, et cetera, et cetera. And then there are things that you obviously can prioritize. But in the case of Lamar Jackson, you got 16 NFL games. I understand that, but considering the fact that they got the lead in the AFC as the #1 seed, they've already beaten New England, which basically gives them a 2-game cushion, combined with the fact that they expressed concern at least a couple of days ago that he should not play. I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about Earl Thomas's complaints about folks targeting his knee, which is something we'll address a little bit later. I'm also thinking about the fact that the New York Jets are the #2 defense against the rush. And this is Lamar Jackson's specialty. Yes, we've watched him throw the football considerably better than he did last year, and we give him props for that. That's why he's a league MVP candidate. But the primary reason is because of those wheels on him, those legs. He is the leading rusher with 1,017 yards rushing for the #1 rushing attack in the entire football league. You want him to run the football in order to win games. And with the Jets, their offense being putrid, that means your defense is going to be on the field most of the time. Your defense is stout, particularly against the run. They got Rough Riders led by Jamal Adams and the crew coming at you. And their specialty is defending the run more so than the pass. If I got concerns about this man's health, I'm going to be safe than sorry.
Plus, the Ravens defense might score on you. Look, they have a chance to beat the Jets without Lamar Jackson. They have zero chance to win a Super Bowl with a severely compromised version of Lamar Jackson. So obviously you rest him, and let me just, here's the starkest example I can give you. Who backs up Lamar Jackson? RG3. RG3 was between Mike Vick, who everyone likes to compare, Lamar Jackson's Mike Vick 2.0.
Yeah.
No, it's 3.0. RG3 was Mike Vick 2.0. As a rookie, won 8 games, set the league on fire. I'm a Giants fan. The Giants were pretty good. I hated playing Washington that year because of RG3. He was going to be like the superstar of the NFL. And then what happened? Hurt one of his wheels. I understand a knee is not a quad. I get it. It's more severe. Talked his coach into letting him back on the field and basically sustained a career-ending injury. He talked his coach into it. I remember him pleading. It's like, well, Lamar Jackson has that same thing in him. It's the same thing Saquon Barkley. He doesn't even want to hear other people don't want to hear me make excuses for him.
That was a playoff game.
My point is, Saquon's there going, well, I'm not injured. Like, he's mad at you for even suggesting he's injured because he has that franchise quarterback, even though there's a running back, thing in him. Lamar has the same thing. If he can play, he's going to play. You must protect him from himself. And the cautionary tale is backing him up. It's RG3.
Well, I understand that, and I actually agree with you guys. I talked about it on Get Up this morning. If he's hampered in any way, you don't play him. This is a guy that's taken 158 hits. But if Lamar Jackson can go, Lamar Jackson has to go. You don't sit out a healthy Lamar Jackson because you feel like something may be wrong. If you look at him and he's healthy and he can play and the wheels are good, you allow him to do that. Now, if he's in any way hindered, you have to look at the situation and say, okay, Greg Roman, can you call the game the same if Lamar Jackson is 4'6", not 4'3"? Because everyone talks about the career-ending injury for Lamar Jackson. That's not the important thing, Max. The important injury, or the injury that scares me more, is if he's slightly hampered, you decide to play him and he can't go. But if Lamar Jackson is healthy, if Lamar Jackson can run around, if you can call the offense the same way you have done all year, you have to let him play. I think the one reason you need to let him play, if he's healthy enough to go, is because to him it means something. It doesn't mean, I don't think he's trying to prove to people that he can play hurt or that he can be a guy who can be out there and be successful if he doesn't have his wills. I think he's a football player. It's a difference between guys who play quarterback and quarterbacks that are actually football players. Lamar Jackson is a man's man. Lamar Jackson is a guy that you want to be in the trenches with. And so if he's healthy enough to go and be himself, you let him do that.
Let me tell you what I think you're missing. And I'll say this to you as a football player and a champion. I don't think you considered something. When a team clinches the division title, clinches a number 1 seed or whatever the case may be. What happens is they find themselves taking a rest, heading into the playoffs because it's priority now. All right, we handled our business, and as a result, we're getting ready to go into the postseason. But with younger guys like a Lamar Jackson, they might need those reps instead of that rest before the season ends. So what I'm saying is I'm not talking about sitting Lamar Jackson down for the rest of the regular season to have him ready for the playoffs. But if you sit there and you're tweaked a little bit and you can get a week or 2 off without losing a seed and then play the second to last game and then the last game of the regular season, capturing a rhythm and a momentum heading into the playoffs after you've gotten that requisite rest. I'm not trying to give some impression of load management per se. That's needed, but obviously football is a far more violent sport and we have to take that into consideration. I'm only saying, this dude, last time we saw him, first 3 quarters in 3 minutes, three passes, 3 completions for like 25 yards before he came on strong in that playoff game against the Chargers, okay? This year he's considerably better. But my point is the playoffs are a different animal than the regular season. Why not make sure he's right now, then put him back in before the end of the regular season and get him ready for the playoffs way?
The thing about hamstring, or in this case, quad, or some big muscle group. When I hear groin or hamstring usually, but let's take it to quad right now. When you say it's not career-ending type stuff, that's right. It's not like when you hear knee or something like that, don't mess with that. But what we're talking about is what Stephen A. mentioned. It's a lingering kind of thing that can take the edge off you. So you say if he's a 4.6 instead of a 4.3, even if he's a 4.45 instead of a 4.3, the point is, if you don't take the chance to rest him on a closest thing to a bye week, now you're heading into the playoffs with no soft spot, no time to rest. Just play.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.